All right. Hello, everyone. This is Kendall Lang. This is World Class TV. You're watching the American Underdog Social Media Tip of the Week interview on World Class TV. So hang with us and we'll be on the show in just a minute.
Websites or use it to send audio emails. Talk to me. WSRadio.com. Live from beautiful Southern California, welcome to American Underdog, where we celebrate the spirit of the American entrepreneur, where no dream is too big or too small, and no one is going to tell you it's time to grow up and go get a job. Now, here's your host, Chris Steele. And welcome to American Underdog. Hope you are enjoying your week. Hope that it's full of success. Most of all, that you're pursuing your passion. As always, we like to bring you a little bit of tip for the week on your social media efforts. And we've got Kendall Lang with us to bring us that tip of the week from World Class Social Media. Kendall, how you doing today?
Great, Chris. How are you?
I'm doing well, thanks. So busy week. I know everybody's swamped. We're already halfway through the year. It's amazing that 2012 is almost over. What's happening on the social media front? What we got for our tip of the week?
You know, it's really interesting because there was a recent study done by Pew Research Center on the Internet American Life project that was released just yesterday. And it talks about that there's 2/3 of everybody that's online is using social media. So of the adults that are online, 66% of them are using social media. But you really got to ask the question, why? Right? So why are people using social media? And that relates to the social media tip of the day is what's the purpose of your marketing plan? So that's really what we're going to talk about today.
And you know what, that's a great point too, because I think a lot of times, whether it's social media or any other marketing effort, people lose sight of what the goal actually is. So as it pertains to social media, what should be our focus?
Well, the interesting thing is that in that study, it indicates that really the biggest reason that people are connecting in social media is to stay connected with friends and family. Now, from a business perspective, that completely throws away, why you would want to be doing social media for business purposes. But you have to understand that there's really two audiences for social media. There are the human members, the people that will actually put eyeballs on your page or on your tweets or follow you or friend you. So there is that component to it, no doubt. But the most important thing to understand is it's really the search engine spiders and the search engine robots that are really indexing your content on the social media. That's the biggest reason you should be in social media, because it's those high quality backlinks that impact your search engine ranking, which is all about the culmination of everything we've talked about, right? So it's, we've talked about keywords, the importance of high quality content, how to SEO that content, and what social media sites to go to, all of it to driving traffic. But do you know why you're doing social media, right? Do you have a written plan with specific goals and measurable objectives that clearly identify for you why you're doing social media? Because if you're doing it just for connecting with friends and family, there's no economic benefit to that, and you shouldn't be wasting your marketing dollars investing in something where you can't quantify that return on investment.
Well, and I think that's what you hit on a great point too, and I think that's part of the reason why people underestimate the power of social media in general, because it is, it started out as a social event, and people do use it to connect with family and stay in touch and all that. Therefore, they lose sight of just how powerful it is. So, for those people who don't know what why they're online and why they should be marketing through social media, what kind of tips do you have for them?
So, if there was one key objective that should be the sole focus of their marketing, that's really what the social media tip of the week is going to be today, which is understanding why this one thing could dramatically impact the growth of your business. Now, this may sound strange, but that one thing is focusing on email addresses. Do you collect email addresses, and do you have a specific strategy for building your list, and how does social media play into that? Now, Chris, we do every week we do a San Diego Study Club, and this is an exclusive membership access for a limited number of members. And I'm not trying to sell it because it's completely sold out. I'm just using this as a reference point where we have members that pay $97 a month for this weekly webinar where we share strategies like this. Now, the reason I'm sharing that is that in 2 weeks, on July 28th, which is a Thursday, it's a little bit more than 2 weeks from now, we're doing a special webinar where we're opening up a limited number of slots to your audience specifically to participate in a content-only webinar that is going to talk specifically about list building and the importance of it, why you want to do it, how do you monetize, your participation in social media. Now, the only way that people are going to be able to join in this webinar is by sending an email to ceo@worldclass.com. Now, we're going to charge $1 for this, and there's an important reason for that. And when people send me the email, I'll explain to them why we're charging $1 for that. So that's our social media tip of the week. Send an email to ceo@worldclass.com to participate in a content-only webinar about list building.
Well, and you're exactly right. That is, that's the goal. You use it to build your audience, and you have to create a list as a result of it. So I would encourage our listeners. Many of them I know, have taken part in webinars before. I love yours because they're content only. You're not trying to sell them on something. It's great information. So again, that's June 28th, and they need to send a email to ceo@worldclass.com. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct, Chris.
And some of the things you're going to be covering, talking about list building, really kind of getting into the nuts and bolts of what people should be doing and should be focused on with their own website and their social media approach, correct?
Absolutely. And if you really think about, there's really only 3 ways to, grow your business. Number 1 is mass marketing to get new clients, but the other 2 is to get repeat business from existing customers, and then to upsell existing customers to sell them more. And the question is, how are you going to do that?
I cut you off, buddy.
No worries.
We'll be back next week.
Thanks, Chris.
Attention, eBay sellers. Are you protecting your feedback ratings? Protect yourself from bitter.
All right, there you have it. Once again, a short close on the end of World Class TV on American Underdog. So for those of you watching here and for those of you that are replaying this, again, the opportunity for you to participate is the same as the radio audience. So go to ceo@worldclass.com and put in their list building, and you'll get a special invitation, special registration for a content-only webinar that will be talking about how to build your list and the importance of it. And the last point that I was trying to make is that out of those 3 avenues of doing mass marketing for generating new business, which is the hardest thing to do, the 2 other options of getting repeat business with existing customers, and then talking about how do you upsell those existing customers to provide them more services. If you're not providing a complete list and scope of services, your competitors will be. So you have to figure out very quickly how to provide a wide range of services to your customers. And it's really those 2 that you can most benefit from an email list. Is how are you going to speak with that customer? How are you going to communicate with that customer? Well, email still is the number 1 way that you continue to communicate with your customers, whether it's report generation, showing them on a monthly basis the work that you've been doing for them, whether it's giving them specials or limited time opportunities, or basically giving them education and information about your business. Email is a very powerful way to stay connected with your target audience and to build that relationship and to basically connect with them to make sure that they're a recurring client for you and that you have the opportunity to upsell them. Email is extremely important, and so we're going to talk in this content-only webinar about many ways to build your list, some very specific strategies that you can implement right away that will help you build your list. So again, this is Kendall Lang. Thank you for watching World Class TV, and look forward to seeing you next week. Thanks again.